This video is sponsored by Mars Hydro. Yo, what up guys? Bassdropkeys, your friendly neighborhood Negro. And in today's video, we're starting a new grow on the channel. This grow is sponsored by Mars Hydro. You can use the code Bassdropkeys to get a discount on any order at marshydro.com. As always, whenever we start a new grow, on the first episode, I always go over the equipment. Today, you're gonna see me set up their 8x4 grow tent, their 6-inch inline fan with charcoal filter, and their FC6500 and FCE6500 grow lights. The first product that we're going to look at is the grow tent. As I told you earlier, this is the 8x4 grow tent. It's 96 inches by 48 inches by 80 inches, which means that it's about 6.5 feet tall. Now this tent does have a durable frame that's 50% thicker than the average pole, and they can carry double the amount of weight that you normally could carry with this size tent, which means you don't have to worry about your tent poles bending whenever you add your lights to it, which is going to come in handy. Now, as I start putting together the tent, the first thing that I do is I take all the poles and accessories and everything out of the bag, and the corners, I always set up the corners so that I know kind of where everything's going to set up. From there, you build up the frame. Although I will say this is a step up for me. This is the biggest tent that I've ever put up. I have 3x3s, 4x4s, 2x2s, 5x5s, 2.5 by 2.5 foot tents. But this is my first big boy tent, which is an 8x4 tent. Once you put the frame together, no matter what size tent that you're doing, you want to do the same thing. You always want to find the bottom of the tent, and you're going to put the frame inside the bottom of the tent, no matter what size grow tent you're talking about. Well, at least 8x4 and under, because like I said, that's the tents that I have experience with. But if you're putting together an 8x4 tent or under, find the bottom of the tent, put the frame inside there, put the top over the top of the frame, and then you're gonna wrap it around and zip it up. This tent only took me about 35 minutes to put up by myself. I did it without a ladder, and I'm only 5'5". You saw that I put the tent around the frame and then turned it around. Pretty simple. Now, as far as the ventilation system for this grow, we're going to be using the 6-inch inline fan from Mars Hydro. Because I'm limited on the amount of space that I have around this tent, we're going to put this ventilation system inside of the tent. Lately, with all the grows that I've been doing, I like having the inline fan outside of the tent. It gives you more room inside the tent. So if you need to raise your lights, if your plants are getting a little tall, you can raise your lights up more. But we are limited in the amount of space, so I'm going to put it on the top of this tent inside. How you do it is you connect the inline fan to the charcoal filter with the clamps, or you can use the HVAC aluminum tape. I like using that tape. It's really easy. You can break it easily and it goes on real easy. So that's what I like to use. To put the inline fan and charcoal filter up in the tent, I like using those ratchet ropes. I always make sure that I have extras around the house because they're used for so many things. So get you some ratchet ropes. But I'm going to use the ratchet ropes in order to pull the inline fan up to the position that I want it. The straps that come with the fan, I'm going to use that to hold up the charcoal filter. Once I do that, I'm going to stick the ducting outside of the tent. And one of the questions that I always get is, do you have the ducting going outside? I do not have it venting outside. I just have it on top of the tent. The grow light that you see me unboxing right here is the Mars Hydro FC6500. It does have Samsung LM301B diodes. It retails for $629. The wattage on this, it pulls 730 watts out of the wall. It is considered a commercial LED grow light, and you can daisy chain them together, and it does have the dimmer on there, so that way you can dim it down if you want to. To install the light is pretty easy. All you do is take it out of the box, unfold it, You have to put the driver on there. You can either put the driver on top of the light. If you want to, you can have the driver outside the tent, but it's up to you. I'm just going to put it on top of the light. And then I'm going to use the ratchet ropes. Once again, I like putting one ratchet rope on each corner of the light and ratcheting it up to the position that I want it. On the left hand side of the tent, I have the Mars Hydro FC6500. It's also a 730 watt light, but instead of the Samsung diodes, it has the Bridge Lux diodes. This is going to be great because we'll be able to compare which light gives you the better result. Now the FCE6500 is $100 less than the FC6500. Also, one of the differences in the light is you have to put together the FCE6500, the one that's on the left, you have to put it together, whereas the one on the right, the FC6500, you just unfold and put it up. That's gonna do it for today's video. We're gonna update this grow every 2 weeks. I really appreciate all of you. And until I see you guys the next time, peace and good eats. I'm out, guys. Much love.